Hi everybody, it's Peg, and it is time for Tag It Tuesday. I'm going to start with this Cosmo Cricket tag that I've been holding on to for I don't know whatever reason. It has kind of a canvas on top of it, and it's not chipboard, it's more like a melamine or something backer. So I'm going to coat that with some antique linen paint. These are Tim Holtz Distress paints, and I've had them forever, and I need to use them up. So that's going to be my first layer on the tag. Now, this month, Sherry has picked Peach Echo and Coffee for the colors for our tags. These are those Pantone colors. They had so many colors that they pick, and this is one of those where we are using those Pantone colors. Remember at the start of the year, we had some Pantone colors that were Pantone colors of the year, and they were kind of a pink and blue. Well, this is another one of those sets, so I like this one. The coffee and the peach are real pretty together. I kind of tried a few of my paints and sprays out before I went to the final project to make sure that they were a close enough match to those Pantone colors, because I wasn't going to go out and have special paints mixed when I have lots of product already in my stash. So I'm getting some deco art. This is like a raw umber, and just edging my tag with that and adding a little bit of that linen color to it to tone it down to make it look more like the coffee color that we're looking for. Actually, this is not really a coffee color. To me, it's more of a latte color because it has some white in it. So I'm just going to continue coating the edge of my tag with that color. And then I'm going to use some bubble wrap, and I'm just going to apply that to give a little dimension to the background of my tag. And then I spritz it. I've got some, it's kind of a white spritz. I don't even know what the combination is because I've been dumping things together. I had some Diane Reevely, I had some that was Prima. It's like, okay, I've got this little bit of this and this little bit of that. It's all going in one squirt bottle. So yeah, you can combine those products and those projects. And I got out this little frame and painted that up too because I wanted to use it. Now, this little picture, I have to tell you the story behind this. I was looking for things to go on my tag, and I have my buckets with my colors, and in my color buckets I have one bucket that's brown, I had one that was orange, and so I went to those because peach and coffee, right? Brown and orange. So I went looking for things that were going to go on this tag, and this picture fell into my hand. And it's the cutest little picture. There's this little screen porch, and my great-grandmother is standing in that screen porch. And I don't know if it looks like it's attached to another building, but it could just be a chicken coop. I don't know. And then outside is what they're calling Daddy. Well, this was written in my grandmother's handwriting, so it must have been my great-grandfather. And then there's a little girl, and the little girl is Ruth. Well, Ruth was my mother. She was born Ruth, and she changed her name to Ruth Ann when she got older because there were too many Ruths. So she's out there, and it looks like she's herding chickens or feeding them or something because there's this little flock of chickens right in front of her. And this is an old black and white. Says that they were at Browns Lake, August of 1920. So my mother would have just been a little girl because she was, I think, born in 16. So she would have been 4 years old there, and she's got her blonde hair showing up in the sunlight. So I thought, well, how cute. Sherry, who lives in Texas, has moved out to an acreage and she is raising chickens. And she sent me pictures of her chickens the other day and they had just put up a chicken coop. So I thought, oh, this is so appropriate, because Sherry's doing chickens, I can show her my chickens. Actually, when my kids were little, we raised chickens in the backyard. And when I was going to college, um, my kids were probably 8 or 9, and I wrote this thesis for a composition course about backyard poultry raising because we'd been raising chickens and ducks and geese, and so that was what I did my thesis on. So anyway, I'm just gluing that photo to the frame, and then I've got this old rubber stamp. It's from Judikins, and I have always loved those big background stamps. So I am using a text stamp and a texturizing stamp, and just putting some more layers onto my tag before I start layering up the other elements on here. Um, and I'm using some matte medium because yes, I use some Sukwang tape to hold things down temporarily, but I don't know if I trust that permanently, and so I use a little matte medium along with that tape to hold things down. This is a really, really, really old sticker from Magenta. I love Magenta. I've always loved Magenta, and they have the most elegant looking stickers. And so I think I bought all their stickers in probably duplicate, triplicate, whatever, because I love their stickers. And then I've got a Prima flower. This is kind of almost looks like burlap or something, but it's a textured flower, and it's in that kind of peachy echo whatever color, and so I'm using some now because I need a little bit of dimension behind that flower because it's standing up, because it's going on top of the frame and on the tag. I'm using this Cool Tack clear tape and some glue to hold that in place. And then I'm going to come in with these tags. This is a little tag that says always. That was from K and Company, and I know that they've been bought out by another company now. I don't even know if these tags are still available. I'm cleaning out my stash, folks. More Prima flowers. I used a little bit of peony, what do they call that? Peony color bloom to paint the centers of those to give it a little bit of that peach echo color. And then I found this other tag that I thought was appropriate. It says special moment. And this had to have been a special moment with the little girl out there with the chickens. That's my mommy. And so I'm looking for other embellishments. And yeah, in my orange box, I had this really neat fiber. So I thought, well, okay, and I'm looking at the back now and I'm saying, I really need to paint that because that's going to be ugly. So I'll get to that later. I'll put a coat of gesso or something on there and put some color on. But so I'm going to punch a hole in that tag and make it a little bit bigger so I can stuff some fiber through there and put a little bit of ribbon or fiber onto my tag. And then I come up with a few other embellishments. I have some pearls and some other dimensional embellishments, these wooden hearts. I spritzed them and then I stamped onto them, and you just keep layering it up till you get what you want. So anyway, I want to tell you about Sherry's Facebook group. Sherry of Cards and More by Sherry has started up a Facebook group, and it's growing. We used to do this over on Google Plus, but just doesn't seem these days that there are that many people on Google, and Facebook and YouTube have been where we've been doing this. So if you're not part of the group, go look up Sherry, or Tag It Tuesday. That's what the group is called, is Tag It Tuesday, and I'll put links down below so that you can find it. And join us, because we do this once a month, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I think you might even win a tag or something. So uh, anyway, Sherry is great. She does beautiful work, and she has an Etsy store. So, stop by and tell her hi, tell her I sent you. If you like beads and baubles and all that kind of stuff, she's got pretty stuff for you to look at. Um, and then we are also, Sherry and I and Lizzie and Shell have another group on Facebook, which is Pick a Stick. And that's for art journaling. So if you like doing art journaling, look for Pick a Stick too, because we'd love to have you join us. And so that's about it for my tag today. I hope you enjoyed watching my creation, and I hope you stop by and see what everybody else is making this month. I love these colors. I think Sherry did a great job picking colors this month. Thanks, Sherry. And I'll put links to her video too, so you guys can check it out. So if you like what you see and you haven't already, be sure and click that little button down below that says subscribe, because if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel so that you get information every time I do a video and you can watch the new stuff. Bye for now. I'll see you again real soon, and here are your close-ups.